Lovely, thank you very much. Yes, we have 7 churches in Milwaukee, each of which is exactly 20 minutes away. So yeah, 20 minutes might be longish by English standards, but not too bad. Yes, I'll move, I think, from the fascinating, slightly more macro level of Clemena's very lovely presentation just now to a more kind of micro level. Look, micro level. Appearing here, Mackie. Well, I am actually talking about the family in the first instance. There are 7 of us in the family. So when our church closed its doors, which was I think on just after the Sunday of St. Gregory Palamas, and remained shut until I think the Ascension, we were thrown back very much on our own resources as a family, and there are 7 of us, including this one here. And yes, we had our freshmen back from Marquette. So we were the complete family, as it were. So we had 7 people. We could do a certain amount. We could do a certain amount for Holy Week in particular. So yeah, being thrown back on our own resources meant that we had to think more carefully about prayer as a family, particularly on a Sunday. And during Holy Week, Matthew, you can sit down over there and just watch, okay? So for Holy Week, as Macquarie will probably be able to tell you, we were able to do a few processions as a family, which was quite nice. We made processional crosses for Palm Sunday and wandered around the block with them. And of course, it was Easter on the Western calendar, so we were happily shouting out Happy Easter to everyone. We weren't insisting, oh, no, it's only Palm Sunday. But and for Good Friday as well, we were able to do a procession. We had an epitafios, which my wife had made, which was rather beautiful. And on Easter night, we did the banging on the door and who is this King of Glory and so forth. We had banging on pots and pans for Easter Saturday morning, for Great Saturday, an awful lot of stuff. Macquarie, you're going to have to leave, I'm afraid. Okay, go and tell Mummy. Go and tell Mummy Daddy's on the thingy. Okay. Sorry about all that. Yes, anyway, family life. So, and this was rather wonderful in many ways, and I don't doubt there are many blessings that came from it. I think it is important for individuals and families to realize that they have a responsibility to be church, as it were. It's not just a matter of turning up on a Sunday and more or less spectating the liturgy. And just having that time together as a family, including time as a family at prayer, I think is tremendously important. And then no doubt there are many blessings, some silver linings coming out of this pandemic, but we can't get away from the negatives as well. Clearly, being able to participate in a liturgy via Zoom or what have you is no substitute. And we've had a mass excommunication, haven't we, of the laity in particular, lasting in some instances several months. And this is an extraordinary situation to find ourselves in, sort of mass excommunication. As I say, I don't think participating in the liturgy via Zoom is any real substitute, even though, of course, it can be quite nourishing in its own way. So let me move on to a few more, perhaps slightly more general considerations. One of the things which quite struck me in this pandemic is churches vary, and individual jurisdictions within churches vary quite a lot. But I've been very struck by the degree to which many churches have been almost more eager than whatever government regulations tell them to do, more eager to close down than they have to. And I can't help thinking that many of the churches have managed to classify themselves as non-essential services at this time. Or sort of branch of the health and safety executive. And I think if the church has been through, far tougher times than this without closing down, except when it had to. I'm thinking of the era of the persecution when churches kept going, and more in the early church, and also more recently in communist systems where, of course, many parishes and churches were closed down, but the church continued to function, continued to meet, in many places. And I think it's quite remarkable that this virus, nasty as it is, but relatively benign to some other historical experiences of Christianity, has managed to shut down whole churches and excommunicate whole populations for a very long time. you know, and just to sort of move to some sort of conclusion, it's also remarkable to me that churches have often been sort of more preoccupied by the health of the body than the health of the soul. You know, the church is meant to be about the health of the soul first and foremost, it seems to me, and displaying a kind of fear of illness, which I think doesn't necessarily sit well with the central Christian message. Anyway, there's a few thoughts from me.